obesity Shabbaton in the Frum community, where a bunch of really fat Frummies got together and resisted the temptation to eat sholent at Kiddush. You know what I mean? Like, but so like, I guess I should have put that link up there. You know, I really should have put that link. You know, that's the problem. People don't, you know, Pesach Crohn's. I mean, it was supposed to be like Crohn's disease and Pesach Crohn, and like I think it went a little too deep. But Crohn's is like like an intestinal like disease that makes you shit a lot, and like gay sex and like. But it was too. I think it was too deep. Oh, but although I do have a post that I'm working on, the halachic responses for the gay man. So I have some good, because someone had a comment that said, you know, if you would have done something that said, you know, we asked what about shotness and strap-ons, and I said, that's a good idea. That's a good that I can do.
So did the gays get to you on that post?
They didn't get to me, but some of the background emails from people who were like, you know, it's not the same as making fun of Chabadniks, because, you know, I mean, it was a little like gloom and doom, like a lot of Frum gays fear for their lives and fear for, you know, violence perpetrated against them, and that's understandable.
I didn't know any Frum gays had been murdered for being gay, do you?
Not Frum, but gays, Jewish gays, in Tel Aviv. But we don't know about it. You never know. See, I said the best thing for the Frum gay community was if a Rosh Yeshiva came out of the closet. Like, imagine if, like, Rav El Yashiv came out of the closet. Seriously, man. I'm telling you, that would be awesome. Just like if Sarah Hurwitz, the woman rabbi, wore a full sheitel. It gives some legitimacy, you know? Imagine that. That would be great. El Yashiv comes out of the closet. You know? But I never acted on it. I love that. That's the Frum response. It's like, yeah. But if they don't act on it, I'm like, what? What, you like going to get married and not have sex? I mean, like, what? Like, you know, talk about even a worse stumbling block in front of someone. My God, you know.
So can I give you some more highlights and lowlights from the past year?
Is this you or is this them?
This is me.
This is you.
Either way.
You know, I mean, I haven't met any girls. That's been kind of like a low light. You know, like it's like I haven't really been trying. See, my problem is that like I've been having so much fun with work and with play and stuff that I forgot that I'm even like getting old and single. And someone just was like, you know, maybe my dad's like, at my brother's wedding, people were like, no, are you dating? And I'm like, no, dating, huh?
When are you going to come out? Because you're not very interested in girls. So.
I'm interested in girls. You know, like I tried to explain to someone, I'm like asexual until I'm getting some, you know. So like a lot of men, I mean, this is all in good company. A lot of men, if you talk to men who are in relationships, they masturbate more when they're having sex. You ever hear that concept?
Yeah, well, the Talmud says that the penis is the one muscle that the more you give way to it, the more it demands.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, and I feel that way about in general my, you know, involvement with women, is that I love companionship and I really, really seek that, but I'm so content with my own company, and I find I get bored really, really easily with people that it's hard for me to meet women when I'm just having such a good time. I don't even think, a lot of people who are like always lonely and scared about getting married and this sort of thing are in general boring people. They're sitting around wondering when they're going to get married. They don't have hobbies. They don't have passions. I meet these Frum women. They don't do anything. What do you do for fun? Oh, what do I do for fun? You know, like they wonder what they do for fun. If they wonder what they do for fun.
Tehillim.
Exactly. Tehillim could be fun, I guess, if you're stoned and you're looking at it and you're like, wow, man.
A lot of people in the chat room are concerned that you're committing the sin of onanism way too much.
Honestly, I gotta be truthful, I'm really an infrequent onin person.
Totally.
It's crazy. Like, you know, when I was in college, when I was actually getting some, it was a Holocaust all the time, every day.
Oh.
But like, these days, like I'm like, you know, I'm almost like a peacekeeper. There's no genocide. There's like, I'm very, very infrequent in that department, and that's because I'm busy. You know, when you're busy and when your life is going well, you don't even think about that stuff. It's not even like, I mean, honestly, I don't even want to have sex. I just want someone to cuddle with and to like go hiking with and do that stuff. That's really, you know, that's like my idea of like marriage is not like, it's not this like sexual based relationship. Like and that's been a complaint from women actually, that I'm not
sexual
like
enough.
No, I'm too romantic. I'm a romantic, which is odd for some of you people. You might think I'm like a violent guy, but I'm like, you know, I want to like sit around drinking tea, listening to music by the fireplace. Like I don't need like, I never liked going out clubbing. I never liked picking up women. I never, that was never my, even now parties is not my forte. I like intimate conversation. Onanism, I like that. That's good. The sin of onanism. A lot of stuff I talk about and make myself seem like whatever, it's all exaggeration, man. I mean, this is like, people are like, oh, he's writing this, he's sexist, he's doing this, he's doing this. I mean, like, 20% of me comes out in the blog, and the other thing is, like, locked in my subconscious, waiting to come out when Luke Ford, tries to use
So you're not a violent
tactics.
person?
No, not at all. It's very too peaceful for women, actually. You'd be surprised. The really...
They want more violence, you found?
Not that I would know these things, but some ladies enjoy a little
they like it
rough, yeah, and that's one of my.
Sure.
Yeah, one of the Frum girls I dated was like, we didn't do much, but it was like, you never like throw me against the wall, or like I was like I don't feel comfortable doing that. It just doesn't float my boat, man. And yeah, so.
Do you think it's inappropriate to talk about Torah while you're making love to your...
I don't know. I don't know. Is it inappropriate to talk Torah? I don't know. I mean, what if you think about good chiddush while you're having sex?
Exactly.
I was talking with this guy over the weekend. He said the biggest taiva of the yeshiva guys in Europe, you know what it was? They're writing down chidushim on Shabbos. That was a big taiva. If only we were that level, that lofty of a level. Only, yeah. It's funny because for me it is. At the end of Shabbos, I have all these great ideas on Shabbos. At the end of Shabbos, the angel hits me right here and I forget everything. And I can never write. I used to write the best post on Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, because it was after Shabbos. Now I can't do it anymore.
Have you read any good books lately?
I'm reading 5 books right now, and they're all pretty good. They're all food books, ironically enough. Kosher Food Nation, that's pretty good. Sue Fishkoff, you know she is? She wrote The Rebbe's Army. It's very good. A history of kosher food, and written from, I don't know how she did it, but it's so objective. I can't believe she's taken the kosher food world and made it objective. It's like, I don't know how she did this, but I think that she's removed from it. She lives in Oakland. She's, very nice woman. I'm reading a book named Cooked, which is really good. It's this guy who's a crack dealer who gets a job in prison washing dishes, and he eventually becomes the chef at Bellagio when he gets out of prison, through a series of events. And I'm reading, what else am I reading? All sorts of food books.
Chat room says the Crapper and Shemona Esrei are the greatest idea generators.
The Crapper and the Shemona Esrei? Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it? The Crapper for me is definitely not a great idea generator, because I'm always reading something on the Crapper.
No, it only works, I trust.
I've decided that you can read... There's a book called The Comic Torah. I should have brought it. Have you seen it?
No.
The Comic Torah is blasphemous. It is so awesomely apikarsistic that you can... It's probably the only Parsha book that you can read on the toilet. Just like the Jewish press. It's like this comic book of the Torah, and it's great because, like, instead of reading the Stone Chumash, you could read this and you get all your stuff out. Moses is this, like, gangsta black guy. God is this, like, hot woman who's green. And, like, Moses is like, show me all your glory. And you see her, like, take everything off. It's like, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, it's very, Yaakov is this, like, stately old man with, like, a mustache. He looks like an Italian gangster. It's very...
It's a comic book?
It's a comic book. It's brilliant. It is awesome. Like, I've been, like, kind of, like, trying to come for a book review, and it's so hard to get it. It's so good. It's so good.
How do rabbis react to you in person?
It depends who.
It
depends who.
Run down some of the classical reactions.
I mean, some of them don't know who I am. If you say Heshy Fried, it's not always like, oh, Heshy Fried.
Oh,
if you say
Heshy
from
Fried.
Satire, it's different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, because there's a distinct... this guy came up to me in Shul today, this little yeshiva bacher.
Did he call you up
behind
to
his
the
ear.
Torah's from Satire?
No, I was in Aish. I walked in, and she's like, Heshy Fried? You've lost weight. And he, like, watches my videos. He's never looked at my blog in his life. He's a 16-year-old kid. He's got payas behind his ears. He's got tzitzis. He's like, I'm probably your own yeshiva bacher that reads the blog. I was like, actually, everyone who's really yeshivish always says that to me. Like, this guy in Israel came up to me. He's like, Heshy Fried, I'm probably your only Brisker Kollel fan. And I'm like, you probably are, because Brisker Kollel is very frum, but, so, rabbis. you know, a lot of rabbis, you know, before in the West, they're very, very